Snow is on the way. That's not unusual. It is March. What is surprising, though, is we're looking at more than a foot in the metro area, and the foothills are bracing for even more.
Calm here in Denver now. This time tomorrow night, we are expecting that rain-snow mix to usher in our biggest snowstorm in years, Kathy.
I know, it's hard to believe, right? It's been so nice. We've had hazy sunshine, temperatures in the 60s. When we talk about a big snowstorm after a few days like this, it's hard to believe. We are seeing the snow start to pick up in the high country, but the main core system is still north and west of us, and it will be here in 24 hours. We'll go into that winter storm warning Wednesday night, heavy wet snow through Friday morning, and major travel impacts here in Denver and along the foothills. Temperatures are still very mild this 9 o'clock hour, coming down out of the 60s into the 40s and 50s. Snow picking up in the high country, but Denver stays dry tonight. It all changes tomorrow night. We go into a winter storm warning for 9 to 18 inches of snow. The foothill areas 18 to 36 inches of snow, and this is wet, heavy snow that could bring down tree branches and power lines. Overnight tonight, we might have a brief rain shower as a little surge of moisture comes in ahead of the main system. Your drive tomorrow morning will be fine. Tomorrow afternoon, scattered rain showers during the day. It's not until about this time tomorrow night that the rain flips to snow, and then it becomes quite heavy. And then that morning drive Thursday is going to be difficult, and Thursday night, and travel's really not advised on Thursday. There'll probably be school delays and also business closures. And so we're looking at some of the accumulation totals in the 6 to 12 inch range for the South Metro, but well over a foot in the Front Range foothill areas. Coming up much more on the timing and the impact in just a bit.
Thanks, Kathy. And this snow is going to be heavy and wet, as Kathy said. Could bring down some trees and power lines. 9
News reporter Brianna Clark joins us now from Douglas County, where folks in charge of keeping the lights on are getting prepared for what's coming.
Yeah, that's right. Xcel Energy told us tonight they will have 100 employees on standby, ready to help restore power if it does go out. I spoke with Core Electric Cooperative earlier. Their equipment is ready, their linemen are ready, and if they need extra help, backup is also ready.
We've done this before, and so we know the type of staffing that we need.
Amber King says the linemen at Core Electric Co-op know how to handle snowstorms.
But Mother Nature kind of has her will, so we're prepared if we need to be, but we're hopeful that we don't see a lot of issues.
They've already gone out to check power poles and lines, making sure they can withstand the weather. Now they're putting plans in place and crews where they need to be before the storm hits.
Making sure that we have plans in case they're out, overnight. Where are they going to stay? Where can we get the crews rest? Where can we make sure the linemen get a hot meal? So all of that preparation is happening this week, just in case.
The company serves 5,000 square miles from the foothills to the mountains. It's not always easy to keep the lights on, especially in a snow like this.
So crews do have to take things like snowmobiles up or hike in feet of snow to get to where they need to go, to whether it's to replace a pole, replace down lines. So our linemen are the best of the best.
Now is the time for you to prepare. Get your flashlights together, portable chargers, anything that you may need if the power does go out. And keep in mind, if you do see a downed power line, treat it as if it's active, because that can be a huge safety concern.
All right, Brianna Clark, thank you.
So hopefully you're not planning to drive anywhere on Thursday. CDOT crews, though, do have the plows ready for major interstates. Denver has their own plows for main roads and the side streets. They're expected to start their work early Thursday morning when the snow arrives. The city of Aurora shared this photo. Their crews getting the plows ready, warming everything up. We reached out to Boulder, Brighton, and Golden. It's the same everywhere. Plows will hit the major streets, then they'll go to the side streets, so it could be, a couple days before they get to your house. You can count on a mess at DIA over the next few days. Several airlines are already issuing travel advisories. United, Delta, and Southwest all are allowing anyone booked on a flight tomorrow through Friday to reschedule their flight for free. American and Frontier are covering tomorrow and Thursday. The airline's notices also cover airports in Colorado Springs, Aspen, Steamboat Springs, and Grand Junction.
School leaders and parents are preparing for the possibility of canceled classes later on this week.
9 News reporter Lauren Scafidi is in downtown Denver. And Lauren, what goes into the decision for DPS?
A lot of things go into that decision. That conversation started today. While it's still too early to tell, it's not a decision they take lightly. Will these Denver school buses hit the snow-covered roads Thursday and Friday, or stay here, collecting snow on top? Scott Pribble with Denver Public Schools doesn't know yet.
Well, we are watching the weather forecast just like everybody else to see when the storm is going to hit us and how much it's going to impact us.
The district's options are to keep school as scheduled, cancel school altogether, or something in the middle, like a delayed start or early release.
But if that snow lingers throughout Thursday, it could slow things down on Friday. We may have to do a delayed start or even a second day of cancellation, but that's something that is managed throughout this process.
A father himself, Pribble says he knows snow days can be stressful for parents.
Most of us are parents, and it has impacts when our kids' school district, whether it's DPS or another, cancels schools. So we understand that.
Pribble says it all comes down to safety.
We want our students to be safe getting to and from school. We need our staff to be safe getting to and from school. And so that's the primary impetus behind any decision about weather is, can we do that safely?
While they don't have a decision just yet, he says it's coming soon, hopefully before the snow starts to fall.
We try to make that decision as quickly as possible, but at the same time, making sure that we have all of the facts before we make the decision.
If DPS does cancel school this week, it would be only the second time this year. Their only snow day so far has been in January.
Well, for parents, it's all about planning, and they want to know the sooner the better, so we'll see what they decide. Thank you, Lauren. So with the snow comes snow coverage, lots of it. We're going to be live. We're going to have all these things happening Thursday morning from 4 a.m. until 1 p.m. on Channel 9. So the Today Show is going to flip over to KTVD Channel 20 right now.
Republican Congressman Ken Buck is bolting from Congress earlier than expected. He's resigning a week from Friday. His abrupt decision today reduces the already narrow majority for House Republicans, and it could make it harder for Congresswoman Lauren Boebert to replace him. Let me explain that. So there's now going to be a special election to fill Buck's seat for the rest of the year, and it's going to be held on the same day as the Republican primary for somebody to hold a seat for the full term. Republican Party insiders will choose their candidate for the special election, and it is unlikely to be Boebert, who is the frontrunner in the crowded primary race. Whoever gets that party insider nod for the special election gets the added benefit of appearing on the ballot twice on the same day, creating voter confusion and the impression that they are the Republican candidate and not just one of many in the primary. It's important to note the special election and the Republican primary in that deep red district on the Eastern Plains, Doug Cohen Loveland, are two separate processes. But Buck's decision to bail early is likely to give a candidate other than Boebert an unusual advantage. It's a confusing thing to explain to people.
Very.
It's going to be confusing on June 25th when people actually go to vote. But the bottom line is Boebert had the advantage in money raised, and she had the money in name ID in a crowded race. But the party insiders, the old timers who run each of the county parties out on the Eastern Plains, don't love her because she just came over the divide to run in that district. So they're likely to pick somebody else. And if you're a voter, you're like, well, this is like the Republican, and now you're asking me to pick between her and a bunch of other Republicans. That's a tough thing to do. So everybody that I've talked to today in politics thinks that it's going to advantage whoever it is other than her that gets picked.
Well, in the weeks ahead, this will be a lot to sort out because it was a lot for us in a newsroom to sort out just today.
Yeah, and then the question of why is Buck doing it, right? Buck hates being in Congress. He says it's dysfunctional. He disagrees with the people that he works with, doesn't think it's making any progress. And then is there an aspect of it where he's looking to lean on the scales for somebody other than Boebert? I don't know. He's not talking about it. He is talking about the fact that he just hates being in Congress.
Yeah, so he's out.
So he's out.
10 days.
Yeah,
Gone.
with that.
Okay.
Democratic Governor Jared Polis signed a bill into law today exempting Colorado state legislators from following some open meetings laws. Democrats passed that measure just yesterday over the objections of journalists and government transparency advocates. The law redefines what constitutes public business, and it allows legislators to debate bills privately with each other via text and email. Democrats say the changes are needed to modernize open meetings law. Critics note that Democrats at the Capitol have been repeatedly caught voting privately ahead of public votes and formulating their policies in secret. Democrats were sued for both those situations and lost both times. Governor Polis attached a statement to the bill when he signed it into law today, saying that he believes that it is up to the legislature to police itself on transparency.
Two cars crashed into Cherry Creek in less than 24 hours. The first happened about this time last night. Car crashed through a fence at Spear and Downing and landed on the bike path. We reached out to find out if anyone was hurt. We're still waiting to hear back. The second happened this afternoon at 8th and Spear near Denver Health. DPD says the driver in this crash wasn't hurt.